Crypto snipers, yes, it's crypto time again. How are you? I am Francis the crypto sniper, talking to you about his elongated muskiness and maneuverings. I was cackling, laughing, spitting feathers, and swearing like a preacher last night until 3:30 in the morning, as we were a little bit short on the Bitcoin market, heading it to the downside. Yes, we did. And we've been largely stable coin for this period. We did warn you in this video coming. Yes, we said Bitcoin, she's looking heavy. What will it do to the rest? But what will it do? So we gave you an update on Ethereum. Where's the pen? So we gave you an update on Ethereum last time. So just to recap where we've been so that we know what we're discussing and where we're going. An update on the Ethereum files, lots of core targets made. Going to get a bit choppy. And then could crypto be setting up for a fall, more specifically Bitcoin, the big God market, which is typical and he's the driver basically for big bearish or bullish sentiment. And that's kind of where we left off with you. But I must give you a warning. All that we say may not be good for your health or wealth. Surfview Gardens. Anyone who listened to us regarding ETH, I think we were ETH bull bias. You got handed your ass, apparently, according to this guy. Be careful. We're bad for your health and wealth if you bias long Ethereum. Funnily enough, it worked okay for me. What is the round two? No credibility left. We have zero credibility, people. Be careful. You have been warned. All right, let's get on with the YouTube. What are we talking about today? Well, we've got to look at the aftermath of what was. Isn't that funny? His elongated muskiness, the little two-faced traitor. I've told you many times, the Kabbalist Albert Pike said, and when they need heroes, we will create them for you. And you think you've got a guy on the inside who's looking after the little guy. What did he do in Bitcoin? Well, let's turn to the charts. Earlier on in days gone by, he was your pal. He was Mr. Rumpy Pumpy to the upside for Bitcoin. In fact, I remember those events quite clearly. Note how this always happens when you technically already should be set up to the long side or technically already set up for the short side. They never make the market do anything. They tip it over when it's getting ready to do that thing. So on the first two times, he jabberwocked his little jaw, the little faker, the traitor. He suddenly found his green pretenses. This is Mr. Dude who blows kilotons of fuel, flying a Tesla into the sky, so you are meant to believe. A publicity stunt. Wow, isn't that fascinating? Not to mention how much fuel the existing financial system uses. Anyway, that was a falling wedge. We got long. So we're going to revisit Muskiness's little forays into the crypto market, shall we? Particularly with Bitcoin. I'm not going to go all doggy on you, but we got long here on the falling wedge, expecting further upside. You had a bit of a spiller and a thriller right there. You had a bit of a grind line. You had wave two. You usually get three surges of selling. Everything is in the price behavior, guys. Everything is in the price behavior. Had a mail from guys that are most respect-worthy. I'm not crapping on anyone. Looking into Bitcoin, and they were expecting upside. Lots of awesome on-chain analysis, lots of everything. Sometimes you just have to look at the price behavior to recognize things are going wrong. Agree with so many interesting things they say, but that analysis, moving averages, too much of that stuff for me, and saying we should be going up and feeling now there's another sell. We'll come to that. Here's elongated muskiness Mark 1, pull back, and then Mark 2, helping it on its way. That was he doing it. Don't forget, he also got involved in saying he sold some. So he was quite happy to take profits. He makes more money on his created fame and Twitter stardom pumping Bitcoin than he did on cars in his last announcements. Oh, we sold 10%. So this guy is not your friend. He's not there to help your asset class win. He is serving his own needs and the people who control him. That is my overall view. So that was Elon 1. And then Elon 2. Everybody loved him and started following him because he was telling you what you wanted to hear. He was giving you and supporting a belief system. He's your guy. Only problem is, Oh, now he's turned all Greta green on you. Suddenly he found out. Over here, he didn't know nothing about mining. And over here, suddenly he found out everything about mining. And he decided to start talking about it. Isn't that interesting? We will no longer take Bitcoin for Teslas. This is such a manipulated clown. Come on, guys, you know better than that. This market was set up for a fall. We told you in the YouTube. We saw it in the price behavior. There, and there. I'll drop down the time frame and take you in it. We've told you about the bent banana like this that requires a bloodletting of selling. Wave 1 on the macro. This is on a 4-hour. You can do the same on the daily. Wave 1 of selling. Rising wedge. What do you get? A sell to the downside on balance of probabilities most times. You run into that 59,500 level. So significant running over there. We showed you the big blues. I call them the fat blue line. You get the coppers that are the thin blue line. These have been the fat blue lines on your crypto. Last one, pre the crash. Rising wedge. We also showed you possible fractal of a head and shoulder. Let's drop down the time frames. Let's do it. And we're drawing in TG Pink because we're in top form today. We made a little bit of hedging money profits on the short side. I had a guy in the comment also saying, yeah, shows your fills. You don't really trade. We always got to have. I love my haters. They're always there. They're always spot on and accurate. They're there to bust me, you know. But they ain't looking at the government. They ain't looking at elongated muskiness. These are the crabs pulling the other crabs back down. You know, they haven't got the courage to take on real criminal cartels. They don't stick their neck out with that lot. That was the left. That was your head over there. Note that 59,500s repeatedly. Bang, bang, bang. Don't forget also big key level, the SO level over here, running through that. You're pivoting a bit below it, supporting on it. It was a secondary support level, secondary support, spiller, thriller. Your full-blown neckline. We even drew this for you. You had the target. God damn it. What haven't we given you? Are you making money yet? Have you bought your ticket yet? The non-trading, no credibility sniper of crypto said, take target money there. Yes, go look. It's one video ago. You don't have to go do deep dives. It's one video. They're all there, including the stuff we get wrong. Head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. What did we say? Distribute and sell into the rally that is coming. You were around there. You broke the wedge. Return move to the wedge. You got your chance to sell off higher up on limit orders to get out of your Bitcoin. Did you do it? Did you do it? I'm saying, did you do it? You could have more. Spiller, thriller, breaking that funnel. Key level of major significance. Also support there. The wick. Also support there. Did a little bit of tip-tap-toe right there on the funnel. Key blue level. Targets of the original double top. Oh my God, there's so much validation and technical analysis. And you know what? The moving average guys got killed because there's support at 54,000. They're special. You're going to bounce off the moving average. You know, like that cow, that dead cow you're dragging behind your 4x4 out of the river. It's following you. Oh, woo, don't worry, you're safe. It's kind of like, mate, the driver is the price. The cow is dead. It's not following you. You are dragging it. The tow rope is called mathematics. he isn't going to help you around the corner. He's dead. He's not following you. That is moving averages for you. But the placebo pill runs deep, my friends. It runs deep in those there you new traders. The critical thinking of why actually am I doing this? This is nothing more than data pieces, 20 of them added together and averaged out. How does this tell me where the market price will move to or not? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Oh, but some people say, you may have a few points, but, the 100 has shown real value. And I go, 100? Why is 100 even an interesting number? I got someone on the Twitter tube, the 100 moving average, you haven't touched it yet. And I say, you know what? The 10,000. You haven't touched that moving average either, my mate. Why 10s? Do you know, we have a decimal system because we have 10 fingers. 8 is a much better number. If we had 4 fingers on each hand, 8 can be halved 4 times. once to 4, once to 2, once from 2 to 1. Try do that with 10. It's totally random. It's for peasants that counted on their fingers. But no, there's magic in the 100 moving average. Love it. We haven't bounced on it. I'll give you a number. What about the 99? It also hasn't been violated. Oh, God. People and belief systems. It's the tropes. It just kills me. Price action is your friend. The indicator is the price. The price is the indicator. The moving average follows in a slow, lagging manner everything it is given as data through the price. The price is the 4x4. The moving average is the dead cow being dragged wherever the price goes. Just some part of the way behind, arriving late, if you know what I mean. Okay. Oh, dearie me. Oh, Jesus. This is, you can see the people with their fallacies, and they'll go back and they'll do it again. And then when they one day analyze, all the money they made was actually on the fact that they were largely net long in an expanding market, and they actually distributed their Bitcoin. They started with 50 Bitcoin back in 2014, and they've got 10 today, and only marginally higher in fiat terms. It's a sad, sad fact. Anyway, so that's the head and shoulder. There's the target. Major cluster of levels here on our neckline. There was previous double tops here that had a neckline break, return move down, targets made there. That really invalidated, by the way, you'll learn about armpits. We're the first to bring that into the equation, armpit 1. In dealing with complex head and shoulders. There, where was armpit 2? Right freaking there. There's your dip down. That was another double top that went there. Guess where the key top was? The 59,500. Yes, indeed. Here's your neckline. Guess where that was? The stop of the inverted HVF over here that performed and gave you the double bottom over here that gave you the 5,100. I can just carry on and explain history for you with key levels of significance, pattern structure. You do not need anything else. Do this very well. Do one thing very well, rather than a little bit of moving average, a little bit of RSI. And RSI values never helped a trader in any way. I can tell you right now. Absolutely meaningless tropes. And you are stuffed with technical analysis, with dogma, religious-based dogma, from people who sold picks and shovels to gold diggers and made their money that way and never panned for gold themselves. But anyway, you either believe that by now or you don't. So that's what Bitcoin's done. Absolute spiller and thriller. The question is, what next? For that, we go higher up again, back up to the higher time frames. And I'm here to tell you, it's difficult to say because you've just had the crash. So the key thing about when you've actually just got a volatile move out of the system, you need to wait for a calming. Are you going to get a continuation pattern like a rising wedge, for example? Quite possible. Where might it go to? How far? We have said that generally you have selling in threes. Can I also point out the momentum here was violent. The momentum here was violent. That actually is more violent than that candle there because you wicked most of that candle back. There was plunge protection buying still. They were buying the dips. The buying the dip folks were a little more wary this time. What is that saying? All that 54, 55 moving average support on the whatever moving average, 20, I don't care what the number. It ain't there, friend. It's a figment of your dead cow imagination. You are down, 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 and you have had one major selling leg. You've had a rally, and you've had another part selling leg, for which we are currently resting roundabout here after making a marginally low. We're not finished though. This sets up continuation structure. You could go lower, or it eventually slowly rallies, walks out, and then gets some momentum and comes back into the funnel. And then you have a marginally lower low, and that starts to point to, well, maybe the worst part might be over, but you might get a weak final third sell. Generally, you sell and you go up in spikes of threes. That's why we talk about the three impulses in wedges. That's why that was your key inflection moment. 1, 2, and 3. Boom. And then you went up, but it ran out of puff. And then you do your new wedge and you see, okay, this is stalling. So you're always looking for sets of threes in your selling. And this was one major. Yes, you had a continuation pattern. That took quite a bit of time to form. You can't rush in here. This might take quite a bit of time to form. It might do a symmetrical, It might do, as I've already suggested, a rising wedge, which pre-exhausts. The bulls start going, okay, it's safe to go back in again. It's safe to go back in again. Bang! On the slap on the head. Slaphead, they say to folk like sporting hairstyles like me. Back down you go, back down you go. So you've got to wait and see. But you've got to be cautious. Now, the interesting thing is, Bitcoin did rather poorly, but certain alts have actually held up okay. We should have a look at, well, I'm not claiming that Ethereum is one. Ethereum got properly hit too, but there are others, and we are giving you a little clue, something from our premium community. By the way, you want to become part of a premium community. Guess what happened to our premium community? Without me speaking to every single one of them, or even taking a straw poll, on balance of probabilities, that group of people that are in premium area were more defensively positioned than the pool of all crypto watching free view YouTubes. You know why? Because they've been getting it for 3 days from me. Nervousness about the state of the market, even looking across other markets, 360-degree analysis. Generally, they are better off than you. It's not only what you make, it's what you keep. It's the losses you don't have that builds your wealth. It's the taxation of bad losses that you didn't need. Do you know, I always talk about the cost of tax, and we have our structures that we put in community. Many of them have taken up that opportunity. You double a dollar 20 times in a row, you get beyond $1 million. If you're paying 30% in losses that you take at the end of each year, it absolutely takes you to 22,000. You didn't know that, did you? Just over 22,000. Is there a difference between 22,000 and over $1 million? There's a massive, massive difference. And it's not what you make, it's what you keep, which applies both to the overreaching governmental state on tax and the fact that you're taking too many losses. It's not only what you're making on the upside that you're maximizing, it's how much you're giving back at moments like these that you don't eat the same amount of red as the rest. And that right there is what you pay for. That's your investment. That's the growth in your journey. And if you get that, you grab the link below, you click and book a call and talk to somebody who also thought he got it a couple of years before you. And you can ask all the questions you like and get all the details you like. And that link is shared right now. Okay, enough of that. So let's have a look at something different. We can come back to Bitcoin. Let's change the pace. Let's transition. Got to move the hips. Too much sitting down. It'll give you all sorts of uncomfortable medical conditions. I can assure you. I'm on my 5th seating solution. The trader's disease. Let's have a look at it. Oh dear, Ethereum. We're having too much fun here. It's unfair to have too much fun when there's other people in pain. I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that. That F bull, it's certainly token. It certainly magnifies the downside. You do realize that. You got to be very careful when you use the 3x versions of these things. It's only in breakouts. You got to jump out at targets. But boy, it can pay real nice. But on the long run, it's going to do more damage to you as volatility and lack of direction takes place. So this is what's been happening in ETH. We said to you, all our key event targets largely been met on Ethereum against the dollar and on Ethereum BTC, where we're starting to stand down. That's what we said last time we were speaking to you. Now what do you have? Broadening structure here. Ethereum is far better, in my opinion, supported, but that is still an ascending megaphone. It can be a little bit jaded in terms of where it's standing. How does it recover? There's a number of possibilities. Too early to make a prediction right now. How does it recover? It calms the hell down, rallies up, and starts to become lower vol. So you end up with more of a diamond structure. There's broadening initially, brought about a lot by his truly elongated muskiness and all that he has to say about the cost of mining. I wonder if he considers the military-industrial complex in that, the American one. Let's try that one for a minute. Or how much it costs to mint coins for the financial system. Very interesting. Anyway, you could go tight here and then you can break back again to the upside. So long run, I'm not bear calling on Ethereum, but it needs a calming period. It'll be a little bit up and a little bit down inside this range. And then it's set up for new. It could be rising wedge, could be symmetrical, could be falling wedge, possibly, depending on what Bitcoin is doing. But this will be a good token again. but it's entitled to pause and rest and have some progress decay, which is what you do when you've made a whole bunch of targets, such as those that were done on FBTC. So, bit more choppiness. Is this log scale? No, it's not. It looks round scale. Bit more choppiness, a blow off move there and pull back down. You might get mini head and shoulders. Who knows? You got to let that all calm down. Big targets made. Everything here now is in the extra time zone. We tend to close at targets and have very little, especially on big moves, in the extra time zone, unless we're feeling kind of confident. Maximum to be about 50%. So we were out because we were feeling concerned about Bitcoin and expecting it to pull Ethereum down. Ethereum's not done too bad. It's not done too bad, but it's at 3.7s. You could have got out at 4.2s. That makes a massive, massive difference. Makes a massive, massive difference. So what have we got for you that's kind of counter-cyclical? There are a couple, and we'll show you one. And we'll show you one that's in our community that we've been looking at, and it is in a possible breakout zone. It will all be dependent. If Bitcoin had an absolute nightmare and threw down in an ugly way, while we're going there, by the way, let's just remind that Udder finally grabbed a bit of spine, but is also in a broadening structure. It's quite impressive that during all of this, after being soft and underwhelming for a while, it's actually been holding tough in this 182 measure. But I probably would still also suggest it needs to come off down and calm again before going higher. It's not a chase-in point right now, right there. So we were just passing Udder on the way down to what I do want to show you. What do I want to show you? So let's give you something a little bit different. If you want a smaller token, it's still not super small, but it is smaller. But we like the setup of it. And those in our community that want to be in it are already in it. So I'm happy to go public with it. It is in a just about breaking point. And let's show it to you on the daily, or maybe the 12-hour. We're talking about Alpha Finance. That's the logo you see in our button. Alpha Finance to the 3.91. That's a call for us. So if Bitcoin gets some recovery, goes into, remember, when you are trading alts, you're trading two tokens always. You've got to have a feeling for what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin's just wet the bed. I'm not expecting it immediately right now to wet again. I think that either sets up a continuation pattern, which you'll be able to see and track and sell off, or it actually has a fairly moderate recovery and climbs and starts gaining some momentum. And that's the beginning of the end for that little foray of selling. So either will be okay for an alt trade. Now's the safest time. When everyone's butt hurts is the safest time. Not just before it was about to fall and everyone's happy just a few seconds before Elon tweeted. That's when you should have been nervous and be getting out. You see, when everyone else is confident, you should be nervous. When everyone else is paralyzed and in fear and butt hurt, that's when you're actually strong. Because you know all the money's now on the sidelines. And all the sellers are flushed out, and all the liquidations have taken place. And you've just had a massive expansion in volatility. You're likely to have a contraction now. And that's how it goes. You have to be weak when people are strong and strong when people are weak. This is the big, big game. And we're finding out who the traders and who are those that are psychologically and emotionally responding to the sentiment of the moment. So what do we call? We call that's a break, essentially. It's picked up. It's come all the way from 152, and you can run it. You'll probably run the magical level of 4. That's quite a big move. It's currently trading 2.4, and we expect you'll run 3.91, and you'll probably run on. And just clear the round number. You could even overperform it possibly. It's the first setup since listing. It's quite a new token in terms of listing. We like it. We like the structure, and that's a share. A share and a free trade to you to cover the damage that you took, assuming you haven't been watching the sniper or you didn't have the courage to make the decision. By the way, don't forget, if you have no money, free mini series. Click on the link below. You will get a video dropped to you every day, every couple of days. You can change the rate at which they come if you like. You want to come fast, they will come to you. No cost at all. If you want to join, we have multiple products, by the way. If you are not well resourced, there is a self-study product. Talk to the man. It's quite affordable. Actually, our Bitcoin prices, our dollar prices have been flat for 3 years, and our Bitcoin prices have dropped like a stone in relative And in fact, when we finish all our new platforming and all our new structure where we've been doing some awesome work, we've continued to add to the product to make it better, better, better. We will do price increases. So while stocks last, grab them now. Book a call. Okay, so that's alpha. And let's have a look at some of your comments, by the way. There's quite a lot of opening chatter from me, from the bouncy tiger. Happy not to have too big a bath. I need new, fresh haters. The old ones are starting to like him. Oh, we're winning too many folk over. Yeah, don't worry. There's a steady, fat stream of hate. I think it was Arnold Schwarzenegger that said, people of no consequence never have people that envy of them and hate them. You have to be doing something of note to get real haters. They are validation. They are validation. Ada is queen now, says Tanvir. Nick is happy to be catching us on a live. Yes. Alt season, someone asked, question mark. So careful. Bitcoin has put a lot of people on tenterhooks. There is a possibility of a third wave sell. I don't think it's something that would be immediate. We are waiting for more print. You need to get involved with something that's clearly showed relative strength in spite of the bedwetting that has occurred today. If you find that and it's being purchased back up like we did here, this essentially was already looking to break and then Bitcoin spoiled the game and then it's turned around and shrugged it off and it's already higher than what it was. That is a representation of relative strength. You see, price gives you all the indicators you need. Do not surrender yourself to somebody's maths formula that you have no idea what it's calculating and go, oh, little line A crossed little line X, and that tells me I must buy now. That is a delegation of your responsibilities. Own your own trading. Make your own decisions. Understand relative strength. Understand you're still going to be subjected to the vagaries of Bitcoin, but I suspect some respite right now. Whether it's continuation set up for a downside or it's recovery, you will get respite and that'll allow certain things to come back out again. Good. Can you take a look at XLM? I think 0.4 to get in. Is it in structure? Is it doing something interesting? Anti-fiat investor points out the Pure Gold company. That's right. That's this one. By the way, when you have crypto dumps like this and you know they can cancel it, it's kind of good to feel that 1 kilogram that's in your drawer that's still there the next day and still weighs the same, still has the same purity and still has the same tangibility, especially with Uncle Klaus carrying on about it. Pure Gold, it's in the link. They will deliver to your door. You will get a nice little box and a condom wrapped around your silver kilo bar with the Queen's head on it, the nag, and 4 nines. That is real money, nicely packaged. The link is below. We do get a small recognition and it doesn't get added to your cost for doing that. Diversify. Do not have it all in crypto. It will be a bed wash or a bloodbath possibly. We don't know. What if they zeroize the whole thing? The central banks are getting ready for their money. They don't like competition because they are cheating, printing, no good criminals. That's right. I've got to avoid certain words. I've got to stop cussing. YouTube is filtering us out. So I will not tell you all I think about them. That gets into the dark and dirty. But you probably have a good idea. Okay, what other comments have we got? Musk could go with XRP. They win SEC case and then he announces Tesla bought XRP. So on that point, I was also going to show you the possible opportunity in XRP. And this is an early one. You might say, well, this one's broken, Francis. Well, you haven't paid. You're getting something for free. There's one other concept that I have been discussing in the community that is not yet in a breakout, and it could be the fact that, and it's risky, it could be the fact that you may get a very nice squeezy Japanesey with a lottery ticket handed to you in terms of the SEC that's running around here. Now, it could go down a little lower one more time, and that's also going to depend on Bitcoin. But I would be a buyer. There was a slight head and shoulder. There was a level right here. It's quite low for my liking, but you could have a slightly lower move. So don't say I'm telling you it's a buy now. It's a point of observation for an entry for a later 2.35, possible 2.5, and potential overperformance. Quite interesting structure, super strong there. So you might find this gentleman's narrative. Who was it? about muskiness, talking about XRPs. Maybe not that far-fetched after all. It's quite a credible potential story. So it has structure. There's many other things we could be telling you or showing you, but we discuss those in our premium community, and that's where you will find them. So if you want to be part of that, click the link below and book a call. Bitcoin has now fallen. We traded it well. For those that don't believe us, I'm not sure I want to get that up actually. You can go check my Twitter feed. I've shared a short where we took 20 Bitcoin short. Nice one. We took a little 6-digit it out. It is up until about 3 in the morning. So we actually trade. We actually do trade, and we like trading. We love trading. We watch the markets. That's why it's easy for me to do this. I'm talking about something I love to do, and I love to help people also achieve that for themselves and make a difference in reset season. You are in reset season. The big game right now in this martial law planet of ours is to ensure that you stack resources and are prepared for what's coming. This is a far bigger domino chain of events than most people even realize. You're going to be staring at a different world and a different financial system when you wake up in 5 years' time. If you were to go into a coma, let me tell you, this is economic case history. The planet is under a coup d'etat as far as I'm concerned, and you need to be resourced. Resources will buy you some protection. Plus, you need to protect those resources from the extractors, the mafia. They want to collect their protection racket fees. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. That 30% you lose, by the way, that's something we do. Services we offer to premium communities particularly. We take personal calls on that. So when you get that, you can start thinking about protecting it. Also, not taking the dives is also another 30% tax that you didn't have to take, that was entirely optional because you didn't study price behavior, or you did and you saved yourself that. You've got to decide, how serious am I about building wealth? Is this just a game for me that gives me highs and lows and excitement? Or is this something that can materially put me in a better financial place in these crazy times? Right, we'll see what happens next with Bitcoin. We've given you a trade idea, plus we've given you a watch list on XRP. That is all we intend to do. You saw it, we warned you, it was coming, and it came. We have zero credibility. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.